War on Drugs video, I think this will be number 5. War on Drugs video number 5. First, I want to clarify a point. Peters, you are incorrect in, you asserted that I want to make marijuana legal, and I want to decriminalize the harder drugs like LSD and hallucinogens and heroin and cocaine. Let me clarify my position. The hallucinogens should be legal like marijuana. That's just, by hard drugs, I mean the really bad ones. I mean heroin, cocaine, meth, that kind of stuff, decriminalize it. Now, the question is, decriminalization. That's kind of a fine line. Yeah, here you go. It's, what I'd like to do is, rather than make it a criminal offense to be in possession of small amounts of heroin or cocaine or meth or whatever, rather than make it a criminal offense or you get jail time, whatever, make it, you know, pay a fine. It's like a traffic violation. Pay a fine, little thing, that nothing. Don't clog the prison system with people who are using drugs, even if they're really bad drugs. It's a pointless waste of resources. Secondly, you take all that money you save by not clogging up the prison system, because that's a ton of money. Something like well over 50% of the prisoners in the United States are in prison for, you know, nonviolent drug offenses, possession, use, that kind of thing, not trafficking or dealing or anything. All that money you save, because it costs a ton of money to keep these people in prison, all that money you save, you put that towards the treatment programs, and here's the big thing, because you still correctly asserted that if we don't go after the underground market for these things, the black market, the underground economy, then we're not going to solve the problem. Excellent point. You're absolutely correct. That's why we have to go after the demand for these drugs by focusing on preventing people from starting, and once they are using the drugs, getting them off the drugs, rather than, as the war on drugs does now, going after essentially the supply of the drugs, you know, drug interdiction, you know, fighting these little wars in South American nations where they make cocaine. That doesn't help, because as long as there's a demand, there's money to be made with the product. But as the collapse of the crack market in the early 90s showed, if you get rid of the demand, then problem can just vanish. So that's what I'm talking about by decriminalization. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so in a nutshell, decriminalize, focus on treatment, use the money you save from the prison, you'll end up saving a ton of money, go after the demand rather than the supply, and that will take away, after a certain amount of time, the, you know, nobody will want to do drugs. Hooray! Problem solved. Back to you.